Good morning. This is Shane Lundy and Dave Jackson with the Jackson and Lundy Real Estate Group giving you the newest market report for the month of May for Folsom, El Dorado Hills, and Granite Bay. Today, we're going to cover what's currently happening with mortgage rates, what's happening with the supply and demand, and how that affects you as a homeowner with pricing. So let's get right into the stats. Today, with Mortgage News Daily, we're looking in the mid sixes for the 30-year fixed and a mid to upper sixes for the 30-year jumbo. Well qualified buyers right now are getting the low sixes for the 30-year fixed and the mid sixes for the 30-year jumbo. We've been in this range for about a month, and we're waiting to see new economic data to see if those rates can continue their trek back down. Next, let's go ahead and see what's currently happening for our supply and demand. Again, this is Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Granite Bay, and we'll look at our infamous supply and demand chart. So again, this tracks what's currently happening here in the real estate space with supply and demand, new listings right here with the blue line and the light green bar. That will represent our supply, our new supply, and our standing inventory. And right here with the red line, our pending transactions, and the dark green bar, that will represent our demand out there in the market. So we can see we're a very seasonal market, how we are moving compared to the same time frame last year. And are there any imbalances we're seeing starting to develop? So we can see the new listings line is actually decreasing, which is abnormal for this time of the year to see new listings go flat and slightly decline, where last year we were actually just increasing, which is very normal during this time of the year. And we can see we're at 267 homes, new listings coming to the market compared to 305 last year, which is over a 10% reduction on new listings coming to the market. And we could see supply, total standing inventory, very similar story where we see only 415 homes available for sale compared to 439 homes last year. And then compare that with the new pending transactions, which it represents our demand. We were at 177 last year. We're at 183 this year. So we were higher last month and this month and the previous month. So we could see our demand is higher and supply and new supply is actually lower. So we could see there's starting to become a supply and demand imbalance where there's more buyers out there looking, serious buyers making offers, having them accepted, and less inventory for those buyers to choose from. So we could see next, how that affects pricing. So we could see average price per square foot, where we were lower than we were last year, the last 3 months, the previous 3 months from February all the way to April, we were lower. And this year, we're actually exactly even on the average price per square foot. Now, keep in mind, this is not a direct reflection on your home's price. There's many nuances. We just track this as an average to see where price is moving. And if you want specific information on how to beat the average price per square foot, stand out as the obvious choice, beat the average days on market, definitely connect with us. We'll be able to shed some light on how we achieve that for all of our homeowners. All right, next we'll look at the average days on market, the list to sold price. So average days on market last year was at 25 days, which this came as a surprise for us, seeing the supply and demand balance that the average days on market now is 35 days, 10 days higher. 10 days higher for a homeowner to put their home on market for them to receive and accept an offer. That's the days on market. And for that to be a little higher, given the supply and demand balance, is a little surprising. So we did look a little bit deeper in the data, and there has been properties that have been bringing that average days on market up, where these properties have been on market for some time, and now with the lack of supply and the higher demand, those properties are now going pending with a lot of days on market. So that is pushing the average days on market higher, where normally those homes just wouldn't sell. The homeowners would just decide to stay and not sell their home. It wouldn't show up on this data for the average days on market. They would have never went pending. So we're seeing that number higher because there are longer days on market homes accepting offers more so than last year, which is a great sign that buyers are out there just making offers on whatever is available. Strong buyer pool, less homes available. And now we're seeing the listed sold price at 99%, which that means you'll get 99% of your original list price of coming on the market. And again, if you do want more information on how to beat that average days on market, our average days on market is right around the 20-day range, and beat the listed sold price. Ours is higher than the 99% range. Definitely connect with us. It's all about doing things the correct way with preparation, marketing, exposure, selling the home in person, high negotiation standards, just to ensure you have the very best outcome as a homeowner, also the best terms. And that actually completes our entire market report for the month of May. If you do have specific questions about your particular situation and or you want to know more information on how to renovate your home, you're keeping it for another 2, 5, 10, or 20 years, definitely connect with us. We'll be able to shed some light on that information. You don't want to spend money in the wrong areas. It doesn't give you enjoyment or appreciation. Other than that, we wish you a great month of June and we'll chat with you soon. Take care.